One.
Welcome back, everybody. Gas presents Sports for the Culture. Hey, we got another live podcast coming from all of us. If you was with us last week, you know we had a good time on the show. We're going to have another good time tonight. We got some big topics. I'm T Boogie. I'm your host for today. And I want to introduce my guest, man. Nah, not my guest. I ain't David Ruffin. Introduce my squad, fellas. Let me start with the top left.
Hey, what it do? Scruff Lion. Y'all know what time it is. I got the young boy Jordan Joan on today. Y'all know what time it is. I came ready to play. Oh, by the way, if y'all don't know, don't be tripping. I know y'all outside. Go ahead and mask up, gas up. Go ahead, go to GoodAssSports.com, grab you a gas mask. Dave Jones is on there right now. $15. Save your life.
Yes, sir. Supporters out here. Hey, top right, introduce yourself.
Let's get it. Episode 12. Let's get to it, fellas. Y'all know the name at Bryce XXVII, aka Mr. Big Leaguer. If you know, you know. If you don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get it, fellas.
Hey, bottom left, last but not least. Let's go.
Hey, it's your boy Rome, Young Rome 22 on all socials as always, man. And let's get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. We got to get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's an interesting hat you got on. So let's jump right into some big news, man. Straight to football. If you haven't heard by now, you know that Patrick Mahomes has signed a mega deal, 10-year extension. He already had 2, so essentially a 12-year deal, $503 million. Biggest, longest contract we've ever seen in the NFL. And honestly, I want to get all of your thoughts on these 2 questions. Is Mahomes really worth it? And who won? Who do you think won that deal, the Chiefs or Mahomes? Because we haven't seen anything like it before. So I want to hear it all. I'm going to start with Scruff.
All right, well, I'm going to keep it a buck, man. And this some real stuff. Like, y'all know, when you walking around and you come out with a bag that crazy, that big, there is no way in human possible life that I'm going to say that you lost. So let's start there. I'm not going to say that he lost. So, but what I will say is that a 10-year deal is a major commitment. I don't know what the terms are in terms of options. Maybe y'all going to enlighten me on that. But I will say that 10 years is a long time. For me, I invest, man. I know about inflation. I know better. 10 years is a long time, man. Dollar figures look different 10 years from now. I'm just saying, man, it's a long time to be locked in, but it's a lot of money. So most likely, good deal for him. And at the end of the day, I ain't mad at the kid. The kid came with the loyalty, and he came with a major bag, and he got rewarded for it. So shout out to Patty, and I'm happy to see him with the Chiefs for the next 10 years. I'll be watching.
Okay. Bryce, jump in, baby.
Man, I don't know. I think you got a situation that's kind of layered, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Look, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is we can say possibly the new face of the NFL. I'm not ready to necessarily call him that, but you got a lot of people calling him the quote unquote face of the NFL, right? So I mean, what is that worth? What is the face of the NFL? Multi-billion-dollar corporation. What is that worth? And to your team, if you're the face of the NFL, what are you worth to your team? I mean, let's be honest. Kansas City, it's a great city. To the people that live there. No, I'm just playing. No, but seriously, it's a great city, right? But it's not a major market. There's no arguing that, right? So for a city like Kansas City to retain a guy, if anybody won, I'm going to say the city of Kansas City won this deal. 10 years, hey, look, in 4 years, Sam Darnold will be making as much as Pat Mahomes, and we all think this deal was terrible. Now, if it doesn't happen, I maybe not. But on the flip side, this deal rewrites the market, and that's something we're going to get to. There's a couple other quarterbacks that's really licking their chops based off this deal.
Yes, sir. Hey, before we get into that, hey, Rome, let's hit it.
Hey, it's interesting that you said that, Bryce. But I want to address the questions that T threw out, man. First, the is Patrick Mahomes worth it? And I'm gonna give a little bit of a hot take, man. I don't know if he is worth it. I mean, we're talking about $500 million over the course of 10 years. That's about $50 million on average. When we're looking at the next highest paid quarterback is only getting $35 million. And there's plenty of other factors that we could throw into that. But is Patrick Mahomes damn near $20 million more or better than the next best quarterback in the league? I don't know if I can say all that. As far as who won on the contract, I think the players, anybody who plays quarterback, all these guys we're about to mention that are next in line, the Daks, the Watsons of the world, they're the ones that are going to make out big with this because they're going to get more than they probably should just off the fact that he's set the bar so high. But I don't know if he's really worth it, and I don't know, man. I think we'll see how this 10-year contract plays out. I think it's good for the players though.
Yeah, I feel that.
I mean, when we think about it, right? What's the salary cap at around 190 right now? There are estimates out there to say we might be looking at $300 million based on TV deals. You know, a huge salary cap that's almost double what we see now, and his contract isn't tied to the salary cap at all. So he stands to kind of lose some money. I mean, when we start looking at the details of the deal, I think I forget the exact number, but it's not much more than Goff or Wentz got, guaranteed. Now he stands to make a lot more, but I think 4 or 5 years, we're going to see those deals get reset, which brings me back to a point you made. You got to pay Dak. You got to pay Deshaun Watson. You guys think those guys are going to get paid more, the same? Like, how do you think contracts go forward with them?
Yeah, you bring up a good point, man, because one thing I think about the NFL, and you don't see this in MLB, is the salary cap changes things, right? Because one thing we don't know is what any of these guys are really worth when we talk about open market worth. And if you ask me, Patrick Mahomes is worth more than any guy in the MLB, right? But those guys getting $450 million on their contract, and that's fully guaranteed in Mike Trout's case. So in the NFL, you never really know what the worth is. But for how I kind of measure it up, I got to say that Patrick Mahomes, the way he brings the ball to a city like Kansas City, has got to be worth more than anybody in the league right now. Just value, just based off value. Now, with that said, are these other guys, Dak Prescott, Deshaun Watson, where do they measure up to what Patrick Mahomes getting? Because if you're Jerry Jones right now, you looking at this like, look, I mean, Dak, I like you, but you're not Pat Mahomes. So what is Dak? Dak Prescott gets put in a tough place. But like I said before, this Pat Mahomes deal came out, and like I'll say again, Dak Prescott's headed for $40 million, and so is Deshaun Watson. And I'm gonna tell you guys this right now on Gas Sports for the Culture: we're headed towards billion-dollar contracts in sports. Just mark my words. I'm gonna give it about 5 years. You'll see the first billion-dollar contract. We're headed towards $100 million a year annually, billion-dollar contracts. Mark my words on that.
And this is in football, or is this cross sports?
Just sports.
Sports in general.
I believe that. It might not even be football that breaks it first, but either way, I'm gonna jump in on a couple of things that you said, y'all said, particularly UT. You asked the question, man. Is he that much better? Rome, you said the same thing. Is he that much better? Is he that much better than these type of quarterbacks, Goff, Wentz, guys that are just getting paid, Dak? The difference between Patrick Mahomes and all the rest of these quarterbacks is, yes, he's young. Yes, he's talented. But yes, he already had record-breaking regular season stats, and he won the big one already. That's the one thing he doesn't have that everyone else has, and that's why he got paid the way he got paid. So, is he head and shoulders above it? I will tell you what. If he wins you the big one, yes, he is. Yes, he is. I'm telling you right now. I don't know how much we're paying Carson Wentz, but I will pay twice as much to have Patrick Mahomes level production and results. Talking about championships, you feel me? If Wentz wins a championship this year, which, you feel me? I ain't going to get into that, but I'll take it at a value. It'll be at a value. But, like, Mahomes proved it that he is worth that much. So, yeah, I think he's worth them dollar every cent, if not more.
All right, so moving forward, though, how much pressure is on Pat? Like, you got to keep it coming. How many championships does he need to win in the next 10 years to justify being the first quarterback or the first NFL player to be $500 million or halfway to $1 billion? How many Super Bowls does he need to win? How many more MVPs does he need to win to justify this? Because we can say, like, okay, he's done this already, but he's had a very short career. He could fall off a cliff. We could have an injury. The team could start falling apart. We really do not know what's going to happen. So my whole hang up on the Mahomes deal is not even the amount that he's getting paid. It's the length that they want to keep him around for that long for. You can't tell me that in 8 years, Patrick Mahomes is going to be the Patrick Mahomes that we see right now. I don't believe that. I think on the surface, this is a good deal for the first maybe 4 years. After that, they'll probably be overpaying him because he probably just won't be head and shoulders above the rest of the league. I mean, we're talking Deshaun Watson, who's young. We're talking Lamar Jackson. All these guys are going to be right there with Patrick Mahomes. They might not be right now for the 2020 season, but this gap won't last 10 years.
I mean, I think you made a good point because his deal, the way it's structured, is looking like around 2024 to 2025. Either side could kind of, cut ties, and it really wouldn't be that big of an issue. But also, we know quarterbacks, especially NFL quarterbacks, wide receivers, the high pay guys, they reset the market constantly. So somebody will make more than Patrick Mahomes eventually. Maybe it'll be Lamar Jackson. We haven't heard that name. He has to get paid at some point. Maybe Russell Wilson sees this and he wants more money. But I think he's worth it. I think it makes sense. I think the Chiefs, small market team, right? We know good quarterbacks, and he appears to be a good quarterback by all measures. They stay with their squad for a long time. How long has Breeze been there? Brady been there? Brett Favre, Rodgers. So it just makes sense to all parties. Rivers was there for a while too. I mean, so I really think it makes sense. And I think, like Bryce said, we'll see. I don't know if we'll see $1 billion, but we'll see close to that. And I don't know if it's going to be Darnold making more. Guys,
it might not be Darnold, but look, I'll put it like this, man. A couple years ago, Rome, we were pretty closely tied to this situation. Kirk Cousins was leaving Washington, and he went to Minnesota. And when the contract came out, it sounded crazy to everybody that heard it. But now, that contract don't even sound too bad. Honestly, it sounds kind of cheap. But that's how these quarterback contracts work, and that's how these big deals work. So by the time it's time for some of these younger guys to re-up, Lamar Jackson's probably maybe still 2 years away from an extension. I mean, these guys are the market's gonna be so everyone's gonna get so close to what Pat Mahomes is getting. This is what I'm guessing. It's gonna look like a bargain for Pat Mahomes in 4 or 5 years. You're not gonna be able to believe he's playing for 45, 48 million, whatever it ends up being. And I truly think that's just where the contracts are headed. And this is the money. The money is getting bigger, and it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable.
I don't know, man. I think Pat Mahomes skipped a whole step with his contract. I don't think that these guys that we're talking about are gonna come that close to him. Like, if Pat's annual yearly average is like 50, I'm not giving Dak more than 40, 43 maybe. Like, Deshaun Watson might get like around 45, but I don't think the next like 2 or 3 guys that get a deal are going to be over Pat Mahomes or over what he's getting. Maybe if Deshaun Watson wins a Super Bowl, maybe if Lamar Jackson wins a Super Bowl and another MVP, they might get a deal that goes above Pat Mahomes. But Pat Mahomes, he just set this bar astronomically high. He leapfrogged whatever he was supposed to get and is at a whole nother level. So I don't think anyone's gonna come close for at least 2 years.
Well, I don't know. Question for y'all: what y'all think about Dak, man? What Dak gonna get? If Mahomes set the bar at this number, what Dak gonna get? Because we already know, like, Dak ain't Mahomes, man.
I mean, Dak is barely Russ, and Russ is getting like 35. So you can't hardly even justify giving Dak 40. Because didn't Russ just redo his deal like a season or 2 ago?
Yeah, but you can't pay the guy based on his value. You got to pay him based on his value to your squad. You know what I'm saying? Without Dak, that squad, what are they? Andy Dalton? You're gonna pay Dak, and I think with Mahomes' contract, he's only making close to like $30 million annually. It's the guaranteed money that pushes that overall number up so big. But I think he's only making 29, 30 million. You got to check the numbers on that, but I don't think he's making 40 million annual base salary. So I expect to see those guys make a little bit more annually, but overall, they won't make as much as him. I think he'll see that entire 500 million, one way or the other.
That'd be interesting to see, man. I think it's a chance he sees it all. I do think that Dak ends up, like I said, Dak ends up with 40 million. And if they don't get the deal done, he ends up with a franchise tag for 38 or whatever, and then the next year 45, and it's gonna keep ballooning. Hey, I'm telling you, we're getting into some crazy money times. The money's getting bigger, the contract's getting fatter, and the owners are continuing to try to disguise it, in my opinion, in a way that makes it look like the players aren't quite worth it. But you see the money that the league is bringing in every year, you know these players are worth it, and it's time for them to start paying up. So I respect for Mahomes for what he did, but I still think 10 years sells himself short just a little bit.
So what do you think would have been fair?
Well, if I was Mahomes, right? Let's talk 10-year deal. When it first came out, everyone just assumed, reporters were running with it because it only made sense that his deal must be tied directly to the salary cap. Because why else would anybody sign a 10-year deal with the way the salary cap moves? And that's why people were running with that. But I mean, that would have made a little more sense to me. I think one thing that makes the deal a lot better that a lot of people aren't talking about is the $177 million that he's going to get in injury case. Now, we're coming off Alex Smith's injury. Me and Rome are definitely really close to this situation. So we can attest to, how crippling that can be for a franchise. But think about how crippling it could be for a player if your money's not locked up and you got a whole bunch of unguaranteed, money out on that contract. So I think that's a big deal when you're talking about $177 million that he's going to be recouping no matter what happens on the field.
Couldn't agree more. A lot of people was talking about that.
Because
for a franchise.
One thing for sure, man, is the money is what moves these sports and these machines. Unfortunately, that's been happening in the college ranks for far too long. So we've seen certain schools, certain conferences start to dominate some of these college athletics. But maybe we got to change in the tide, man. Matur Maker, top prospect, top 20 prospect, just about on every ranking system, has committed to Howard University and HBCU for next season. What were you guys' initial thoughts? I mean, let's jump into this. This was interesting. Rome, what did you think when you first heard this, bro?
Man, I was hyped, man. I was hyped. This is what we need, especially being from the city, man, and him going to Howard. That's love, dude. Like I'm excited. I think I'm gonna try to. Well, depending on how COVID goes, I think I'm gonna try to get down there and see my man play, bro. I hope this is definitely the spark to something bigger. He mentioned that when he signed or whatever, made the announcement that he's trying to be that spark, man. He's trying to be that first step forward.
Yeah, man, nah, for sure. He said his own word. He said it's time to make this HBCU movement real, so others will follow. So hopefully we see that, man. It would be dope to go check out a couple games over at Howard, man, with some primetime basketball. But hey, if you don't know, there's already good basketball going on at Howard University, so he's definitely gonna add to it. T, man, you're a local guy, DC, man. What do you think about Maker headed to Howard?
I mean, it's big. I mean, if you listen to last podcast, I said the MEAC needs to be the SEC. This guy is 6'11". He's the cousin of Thon Maker. If you don't know who Thon Maker is another prolific, tall, African in origin basketball player. 7 foot, 6'11" with guard skills. And this guy's in the same mold. If you don't know, they're from the Dinka tribe, South Sudan. They're known for having tall players, but it's good to see these guys get over here. It's good to see the social justice movement really impact people and change people, because for a long time, we were seeing guys go to Duke. We were seeing guys go to Kansas. Guys go to Kentucky, places in the country that they would never visit on their own. And he picked Howard. He picked the Mecca. He didn't go to NC State, which all fine HBCUs, right? But he went to Howard, and this is going to make so much more money for Howard. You don't got to play 1,000 road games. You can have home games. You'll get the television rights. You'll pack the arena every night. And we need more athletes that didn't go to these schools to funnel money into Howard. You know what I'm saying? Build a bigger arena. We'll get more players that way. So he has Bronny talking about maybe HBCU. The movement is real. The movement is real. He's going to go pro regardless. So a lot of these kids are one and dones. Why not do it around your own people, man? Faces that look like you, sound like you, talk like you, understand you. I love it.
No, I mean you make a great point, man. And for years and years, we know what this game has been about. There's been money handed out to big prospects for them to go to schools. It's not a secret. It leaks every once in a while, but what's going on. Just some people better keeping their mouths closed than others. But with the NCAA headed towards eventually paying student athletes, there's going to be a lot more transparency in that whole system. It's not going to be as much payoffs to get top prospects once everybody's getting paid to play college ball. So you bring up a good point, T. I mean, the money, you can follow the money. You can find out where the top prospects are going. I don't think it's a secret. Scruff, man, let's kick it to you, man. What do you think about Matur Maker making the commitment? And do you think that this could start a trend? T mentioned Bronny a couple weeks ago. We talked about a couple other players thinking about HBCUs. Is the trend starting now?
Bro, I don't see why not. Honestly, Matur Maker, shout out to you, bro, for starting the trend. But yo, what is really everybody waiting for? Because I'm gonna break it down, man. I've been talking about this college sports transition period. It's a problematic time for sports, man. Because the truth is, man, I'll keep it real with you. Most of these dudes is coming in. They're coming in their first semester. They might show up to class in the first semester. I'll give you that. They might be doing their thing for that part. Then once the season starts, man, they're over that, man. They're ready to go. They're out here handling their business on the basketball court like they should. Then they're ready to go on, man. They're just trying to have a good time, keep it moving, and go ahead and go showcase their talent for that 1 year while they're waiting for the eligibility to go into the NBA. Now, if the NBA decides to change the rule, whatever the situation is, I don't know. As far as I know right now, if these guys are going to continue being one and dones, what's the point of going to a Kentucky, like a Michigan State? Like, why you want to go to a program like that for what? Because that's a program where you could really build yourself and stay and like really, really develop yourself over a 4 or 5 year time. Those are programs, no disrespect to any program in the game. But if you're going to go to a program like that, go ahead, give them a little bit of time, give them the due diligence to go ahead and get yourself right in that program. But if you're going to be on there on some quick charade, hey, I'm here for the season type stuff, then you might as well go ahead and keep that joint in-house. Go ahead, keep that joint with the Howard. Go ahead, kick it out to the smaller programs. Go to different schools. Who cares where you go to school then, right? Just have a good time with it. Go ahead and make sure you got the odds that you have on you, because that's at the end of the day, you got to have your platform to get to you need to where you go to the league. So for the players, if you could do that, that's fine. That's a win. And if you have a good time while you're doing it, that's a win. Period. If you're going to be a one and done, why not? HBCUs, man, everybody knows, like, those are fun places to go to school. Like, you feel me? Especially if you're not going to go ahead and finish your degree. Go ahead and have a good time with it, bro. Like, and you're actually keeping the money around. Most of those programs, I'm telling you, even if they got to pay the player too, they'd be happy to pay him. I'm telling you, it'll be a win-win.
Now you make a good point, man. And I think just even going deeper than just a good time you'd have at school. I mean, I hear reactions from people that went to HBCUs all the time, and you're in a place that enriches who you are as a person. A place that's catered to who you are as a person naturally. You're surrounded by other people like you with similar mindset. And that can be something that's really life-changing and puts you on a different path than maybe you expected. So if you don't understand the impact that can have, you should talk to somebody that went to an HBCU, that graduated from one, and get their account and what it meant to them. And I think that, just thinking about the history of HBCUs in sports, there was a time where Black athletes could only go to HBCUs if they wanted to do anything. Yeah. So think about that. And the shift slowly happened as PWIs were, being praised for becoming progressive. These Black schools could no longer get the top prospects that they once were able to funnel in with no worries. So it's an interesting case. If you go back to the top 5 pick that was a HBCU athlete, you have to go all the way back to 1995 if you go look into major sports, and that'd be Steve McNair out of Alcorn State. So it's been too long. It's been too long since then, and I think maybe Matur Maker could spark a change. And if it happens right now, hey, I think it's what a time. No better time.
Yeah, and he picked the right place, man. Like, as a young guy, look, man, you can be in Ozio's, Rose Bar. I think the man's already 22. He might be 28. You know how they do when they come across the water. You know what I'm saying? Someone have to Greg Oden. So, right, you got to party while you can if you could come in all old. But I like it, man. I like it. This is a great place. Why would you go to Kentucky, man? And we know that's a big college town, and no one from that town. I'm not gonna say no one, but come to where people look like you, man. Where people are going to support you. go to the farms. You know what I'm saying? Dig into the culture. You know what I'm saying? Especially being of African descent. You know what I'm saying? He's not an African American. He believe he was born in South Sudan. Come over here. There's no better place. Like you said, this is a HBCU. This is Howard University, man. You know, tap into what's going on right now. The whole movement.
Word.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah.
stuff, yo. And I ain't even get into how much I love this dude as a prospect either, man. I mean, the cultural impact is enough that it's like that literally took the whole conversation. But I don't want this conversation to pass on without letting y'all know like how much this kid is a freaking problem on the court, bro. He's like, you know, legitimately 6'11" with point guard skills, man. Like, no games. Like, it's gonna be a problem at Howard. They're gonna be able to run whatever offense they want around him. Believe that.
I mean, and you get a big name, that's bringing in more recruits. I mean, who wouldn't want to play for 6'11" guys? If he's got cameras on him and you're playing next to him, the cameras on you, man. And like Bryce said, it's been too long. I think there's been a lot of risk involved with trying to break through and be that one guy to go to a HBCU, you know, because the money isn't there. You know, the big programs, the big alumni, that's what I said. Man, tell these big guys, man, LeBron, all them guys, they're doing a lot, but keep doing more and funnel money into the HBCUs. There's no reason. Track is the perfect sport where if you look at the HBCU, the track is, they get big athletes. And I'm glad that basketball's coming behind them, and football should come behind them too. There's no reason that this MEAC shouldn't be the SEC, man. I'll down that throne. I'll down that hill. But I mean, it is a throne. But
yeah, if black athletes that played football decided to go to the HBCU, that would probably and basketball, that would probably completely destroy the NCAA as far as college sports. I think T, you mentioned it, man. One big piece, man. If Bronny decides to go to HBCU, that will be the major domino that you will see the big trend. So I think, and that's a strong possibility because, you know, LeBron himself already makes big moves for social justice. So his son going to HBCU could definitely be the turning point in all of it for all the sports.
Word. Yo, LeBron, if you listening, man, go ahead, bro. I know you got the juice. Go ahead, man. If it's gonna be a one and done, go ahead, send him off to HBCU, man. Make a statement, bro.
Yeah, man.
I know you listening, bro.
Bronny would be a legend in this city. First day.
Yeah, Bronny would definitely be a legend if he did that.
He would be. He's a man already. He gonna be
He
a
wouldn't
man.
even have to make the league. He could be trash in the league.
He gonna make the league, bro. He gonna make the league regardless. That's why he's the perfect person to do it.
He could be trash in the league. He's still getting a statue if you go to Howard, man.
But Matur Maker gonna make the league regardless too, bro. Regardless.
Right. He build a statue of him too. Put it on Florida.
Hey, let's go.
Hey, let's get into some more news, man. More culture than sports. But it is competition. So T.I. basically threw out that he wanted to battle 50 in the whole versus thing. And 50 responded with some jokes. What do you guys think about that battle? Is it a good matchup? Is something you want to see, man? Who do you think will take it? Like, anybody jump in. This is a jump off.
I don't know, man. The way they got to talking, it sounded like they was gonna take it past the music, man. It was getting a little grimy from what I was hearing, but I think this battle would be a good one, man, because 50 got some bangers that's gonna hit you in the chest, but T.I. got a well-rounded catalog, man, and his catalog is long, and T.I. catalog still going on just up until a couple years ago. So I don't know, man. We're gonna have to see this one. Hopefully, this one gets approved by the Versus staff.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good one. They definitely do more numbers than Jada and Fab. It's a big name. New York versus the South, man. New York versus Atlanta. Because Atlanta kind of stole the music scene and they gave it back. So I think it's a good matchup. Hold on. Now that I'm thinking about it, before I get the floor to anybody else. My man 50's been wilding, like, not just on the T.I. tip. Like, there's a clip going around where he's talking to Lil Wayne and he's basically saying, you know, he likes exotic women and, you know, he's fighting off the black women. And that's probably the most disrespectful thing I've seen all week. And I can't support him. I wasn't a fan anyway. I want T.I. to win. I just wanted to throw that out there. Black women, you are beautiful. You are queens. We appreciate you. I don't know any black man that's kept it real with a black woman and it hasn't enhanced his life. So with that said, man, 50, get the hell out of here with that. But y'all jump back in, man.
I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna jump right in because if I can't believe it, but I can't believe I'm gonna come on this show and I'm gonna defend 50 Cent in terms of being a honorable human being on this planet. He's not even that bad, bro. Like honestly, bro. Like you got your taste. You got your taste. Is what it is. I ain't hear the clip, but I will tell you that man T.I., he needs to adjust himself, bro. Like his daughter's gonna hate him for the rest of his life. That's a whole nother situation. That is a whole nother sensitivity topic that he needs to adjust to himself. And I'm telling you, he will regret that whole situation. He's a deplorable human being in his own form, and even though he is articulate, just like I'm going to be extremely articulate in this segment, so I can go ahead and I can articulate the level of stardom that T.I. is going to bring to the game, because you know he is such a lyricist. But look, man, real shit though. 50 got the game. He got the fire, short heat. He had a time where he was unstoppable, literally. But T.I. might have a longer resume. So ultimately, man, it's a toss-up. It's a matchup I want to see, though. I definitely want to see it. I want to see how this joint going to spin. I don't know about 50 if he's going to actually do it, because 50 be acting funny. I don't really know what to expect out of 50. Really, he does whatever he wants to do, and he don't necessarily respond directly, so he be joking around. I don't know if he's really going to do it or not, so I don't know. But I'd like to see it.
All right. So before we get into it, man, to T's point, 50 is definitely not a role model. He's not anyone that I would suggest you let your children look up to. And really, the same goes for T.I., man. Like as far as them outside of the entertainment realm, I don't know if I can give them a thumbs up on how they live in their life. But that ain't really my concern, man, because they're both multimillionaires, so they're obviously doing something right. So I'm not here to throw too much shade. But as far as the music, man, we did one of these a while ago, and I don't know if we had went live yet. We might have still had been doing our little practice thing, and I think it was when Ja and 50 were talking about they were going to do their verses, and when we discussed that, then it got me thinking hard about 50's catalog, man. Like, and there's just something about it, man. That shit does not hit the way it did in 2003, bro. Like, anybody who's out there saying 50 is easy, 50 all day, nah, bro. Y'all are bugging, bro. Like, yeah, 50 got some bangers, man, but T.I.'s catalog is way longer, bro. Like, look at T.I.'s albums. You can find hits on all those albums. 50 has like 2 or 3 solid albums, and then exactly. So, I mean, if we throw mixtapes in there, it might change it up a little bit, but I'm still riding with T.I. And pretty much a landslide. And I don't think 50 don't really want the smoke, and he knows it. He knows his catalog is trash. If we start talking movies, if we start talking acting, then maybe 50 is competing with T.I. If we start talking behind the camera, then I'll give it to 50 over T.I. But as far as music, man, 50 don't want the smoke, man. He knows that his catalog just doesn't stand the test of time.
Ooh, I don't know if I want to. I'm not a fan. I don't know if I want to call it trash, but I remember when we were talking Ja versus 50, and I went back and I did listen to some 50 songs too, and I feel like they didn't quite age as well as some of those Ja Rule songs. So, like I said, I don't know if 50 would do it, but I'm leaning T.I. too if it happens.
Hey, I know one thing, man. When 50 drop in the club, T.I. is not winning that round, and that's a fact. Matter of fact, when my man, and I thought about this too, when my man dropped Many Men, T.I. is not winning that round either. So I think T.I. got about maybe after that, maybe about 5 to 7 rounds that he gonna take, regardless of what 50 plays.
50 might got a couple sleepers though. He got a couple sleepers though.
50 got
all the time off that good shit. That Jones a banger. He got a couple.
Yeah.
Songs, man. He got a couple.
I mean, Tip got Rubber Band, man. He got I'm Serious.
Bring them out.
Tip got hits, bro.
Yeah, I mean, those are major artists, man.
24s, man. Come on, man. Tip got it, bro. Tip got it.
Forgot about that one.
Tip got it, bro.
Yeah, I honestly think it might come down to production, because Tip had beats, man. Zaytoven, Nard and B, like, man, 50.
Hey, I don't know, man. Hey, I gotta keep it a bean. The more at first, because we had this conversation a little bit, fellas, and I was definitely thinking T.I. first, man. But the more and more I think, man, this show gonna be close, man. Because Once my man dropped that PIMP, what y'all know about that? Hey, that PIMP.
Hey, he better drop the remix. He better drop the one with Snoop on it.
What? Yeah, Snoop on that joint. That was a classic.
I don't know what you heard about me.
Hey, but that's my point though. Every 50 joint that you name is on the same album. The same album. Once we get past that album and this nigga plays Candy Shop, it's over, bro. Like Candy Shop ain't hitting.
Candy Shop, Magic Stick. Like nobody want to hit. 50 do got Dre. That's a good point, E. 50 do got Dre. But
Tip
a lot
said
of
bring
that
them.
first album.
Tip said bring M and Dre. Bring both.
I guess 50 got money in the it's not money.
It's gonna be a good battle.
I get money. Hey,
you know, 50 got a grand of this.
I get money with Jay-Z on that joint. That joint was a banger.
50's not a grand. 50's not a grand.
With Diddy.
I'll tell y'all this right now, man. That's 50.
What you know about that though?
The pesos again.
Yeah, I got what you know. Man, he got so many bangers on that King album.
Don't forget about the G Unit stuff. Don't forget about the joint he did with Game. If he got enough pride, if he can swallow his pride, play the Game joint. That joint How We Do is a banger. that can win a round. That's a round winner, man. 50.
Can we agree though? It's a great matchup, and nobody will get washed. Like it'll come down to them last 3-4 rounds.
I don't know, man. These verses be going all sorts of ways. I don't think 50 going to agree to this though. So I think we just talking because 50 not going to sign a dotted line when it comes down to it, man.
50 don't want to take no L's. He ain't gonna do nothing where he take an L.
Y'all know about that big rich town, man.
Yeah, nobody want to hear that. Man.
Yo. Hold up. No, G ain't here. I'm gonna speak on his behalf though, cause no stuff though. Power, bro. That's a banger, bro. Like no disrespect. We talking about music. Like you ain't gonna sit here and like be vibing, turning up the big rich town. Don't get me wrong, but for what it's worth though, the music to a intro to a that joint does something to you, bro. Y'all feel me though.
That's in your playlist.
It ain't on my playlist, but when that music used to drop, that shit meant something. It was powerful,
bro.
I ain't feel nothing, man.
If I play Big Rich Town,
y'all ain't feel it. Y'all ain't from here, man.
Hey, which part was it that did it for you? Was it the Big Rich Town? Was it the flashing lights? Was it the twisted turn?
Illegal, baby. I gotta make it.
Legal, I gotta make it. That was the one.
That's funny.
The classics on the low though. Stunt 1-on-1 was my jump.
Bro, Big Rich Town.
Good battle, man. I doubt it happens, but hey, I hope it does.
Yo, shout out to D Malone Ragu. He out here trying to post as much as if he was live. I appreciate that energy. You say, yo, I got hits. We got hits.
21 questions.
Hey, yo, hopefully that joint happens so we can get D Malone Ragu on here live so we can get the joint live. You can get the reaction. Because, he the number 1 50 fan in the planet. He been drinking white and vitamin water. He got vitamin water at home right now. He still got
the tank top. He got the A tank top.
He got the tank top.
Hey, if you ain't had the G-Unit sneakers back in the day, we was living a different life, man. You ain't had the G-Unit tank. You ain't had the G-Unit tank. Hey, raise your hand if you had the G-Unit tank, yo.
Nah, I had the sneakers, though. I had the sneakers.
I bought one. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, look, Scruff's G-Unit tank said G-Unit on it.
L. Real stuff, y'all. 8th grade Hoops for Heart tournament. My squad, I literally recruited everybody in the school with the last name that began with a V, and we was V Unit. No lie. I put that joint on my black above the rims, Reebok above the rims. I'll never forget them Jones, baby. I put them Jones out, V Unit and white out, baby. I was all game on the 50 Cent train, bro. At that time, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, I might not rock with 50's with his discography, with what he got rocking now, man. The way it aged. But there's no denying his impact on the culture. He's definitely impacted the culture for better or for worse. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
Bruh. G Unit sneakers, V Unit. I'm a little older than y'all, so I ain't really get into those antics.
Well, I was young, man. They was clowning me though. I ain't gonna give it a. I don't keep. They was clowning me, dog. But I posted them up and I got my work in. Believe that. I got my work in. Don't trip.
Oh, you was getting buckets of that trying?
I was getting buckets in my V Unit sneakers. Better believe it.
Oh man, I'm glad you still got your ankles, bro.
Man. Yeah, that's a. Hey, I got an announcement though. I got to make, fellas. Limited time, man. First person to jump in the DMs. First person to slide in the DMs with their address. We mailing you the Gas Sports for the Culture dad hat. You probably seen us rocking it. I know it's clean. It's clean. Hey, send your address to the DMs. We gonna mail you the hat. First person starts right now. Let's see who wins it. We'll be announcing the winner on the Twitter and the Instagram. And if nobody sends a DM, we ain't announcing shit.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, but fellas, another great one in the books, man. But before we go, we got one more big topic to jump into, man. And this is the last one, then we out of here. But we can't do it without talking about it. The Washington Redskins, maybe no more. Right now it's the Washington football team. What do you guys think is gonna happen? What are some of y'all's best guesses on some names?
Hey, I'm gonna jump in real quick. You feel me? Cause you feel me? I know I was supposed to introduce this topic, but I guess I was laxing. But it's all good. Hey, first thing first, man. Y'all suck anyway, so it's time to switch it up, man. It's time to switch it up. Real stuff. Nah. Real stuff though. Honestly, the best name that I could come up with is the Red Hogs. Y'all feel me?
The Red Hogs?
The Red Hogs. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the Hogs is a classic Redskins defensive lineman squad. That was the whole thing. It was an era. Red Hogs. You feel me? Keep the R. You can keep the hail to the Redskins. You feel me? So you got the Red Hogs. And, you know what I mean? Y'all get on with y'all stuff. You know what I mean?
Hey, hold on. Hey, what? Is the mascot a pig?
I don't need the opinion of a Philly fan, man. I don't need Philly fans. Y'all don't get to help us with this name at all, bro. Nah.
Hey, bro, you on that
Red Hogs?
Hey, look. DC one.
That's like Red Tails. Like that's better. Red Hogs, Red Tails. Who cares,
look,
right?
I know y'all a little too young for this, right? But DC actually had an indoor soccer team, the Washington Warhogs. They played at the Capitol Center, USA Arena. The best sports product in the area at the time. And this is at the time when the Redskins are winning. The best game, man. It was live, packed every week. Google that. It's a little sports history for you. But I like the Red Tails. I like the Red Tails with the plane and all that. It's a nod to the Tuskegee Airmen. I think it's in line with the movement. And I honestly don't really care what the name is. I feel like mascots and team names don't matter. As long as the team is winning, you can name them the Grasshoppers. Niggas will rep the grass if if the team was scoring touchdowns and winning games. So name them whatever. But the Redskins, they got to go. Like, you're not winning. It's a huge merchandise opportunity. Everybody has to buy new merch. The revenue would go crazy. You know what I'm saying? You could keep the same colors, but still, everybody would need new merch. I like it. I think it makes sense. Change the name. They should have been changed it. End the curse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you make a good point, man. If they are going to change the name, it would be nice to see it change to something. It would be nice to see it change to something that meant something like the Red Tails, or even if it's an homage to past skins teams like the Hogs. But in my personal opinion, I'm tired of these these names, they got to be tied to the city, got to be tied to some history, to some heritage. Man, bump that, man. Where were the Detroit Lions? What does Lions have to do with Detroit? Nothing. They're the Lions. You know what I'm saying? What does the Bears got to do with Chicago? Nothing, man. Give me a team name, man. Give me a team name. I don't care. I want something vicious. I want something that's going to scare you when coming out, man. I don't care about it being tied, connected. Hey, for all I care, honestly, I floated this on Twitter, man, but I was thinking Washington FC, the Washington Football Club. That would be something new nobody else is doing. You could have a helmet, a whole scheme designed around the city's flag or something. But let's switch it up, man. I'm tired of trying to create something. That's how you end up with a team like the name the Thunder. I don't want to be like the Thunder. Thunder can't even hurt.
Hey, man, but Thunder is scary, too.
Thunder is sound. Thunder is sound. I ain't scared of a sound. Come on, man.
You scared of Thunder?
All right, man. Look, so this is obviously a very emotional topic for me, man. Like, I am a diehard Redskin fan, and when I say diehard, I mean that. As you see my background, I got the football, got my little buddy here for good luck, But I do want to say this, man. Look, all these Redskin fans out here that are upset about the name change, y'all are bugging. All right, look, I've been a fan of this team since the day I was born. It ties back to all my memories, all my sad memories, my happy memories, makes me think of my family, all that good stuff. But it's just a team name. And when they change the team name, I'm still going to remember who Darryl Green is. I'm still going to remember Art Monk. I'm still going to remember all these great memories that I had with my family watching Redskins games. The name change does not change the history of the team at all. So I think a lot of people need to get over it. I even got this little Redskin binky for some of y'all acting like babies. I'll sell this to you. You can suck on the Redskin binky if you really crying about it. But as far as what the new name should be, man, I vote for Red Tails. I feel you, Bryce, on the people trying to tie it to something is a little bit too much. Maybe we could think of something a little more chill. I seen something on Twitter, Red Wolves. I thought that was kind of dope. I think Fred Smoot might have thrown that out there, said it would be dope. You could get fans howling or something like that, man. Stuff like that to get the fans interacted. It seems silly or whatever, but damn well, like you said, the team was named the Grasshoppers. People will be cheering. So you get a name like the Red Wolves, people start howling, doing crazy stuff. It is a good time to rebrand because crazy fans like me that are diehard no matter what, we buy binkies, we buy little floaty men and footballs that we don't need. I don't even think I throw that football. So yeah, this is a great time for Dan Snyder to make some money, especially off someone like me, because I'm a buy the gear regardless.
So the good news is Dan Snyder that basically, they gonna support no matter what. So just go ahead and come up with something, man.
Exactly.
Real shit, man. If they supporting the Red, I'm cool with whatever y'all come up with, man. Hopefully it changes the culture within your organization. That's all I got to say.
Hey, and Ron Rivera, man, like he's a big part of this. He said he's been talking to Snyder for a couple weeks now, almost a month, about a name change. So I think he's gonna have a lot of input, and he's definitely changing the whole culture with the Redskins.
The Red Panthers.
Hey, Rado, I'm gonna get you next time you on here, boy. I'm gonna get you, man. You lucky you're not on here. He's sneaking me. I don't know what eating cookies with water means, but it's kind of funny. I will say that. I don't know what it means, but it's kind of funny. Hey, but nah, man. The Skins is gone as we know it. It's a sad time. It's a bittersweet because we know what it represents. And although, man, why you got to do you like that, Ron? Although we know that it wasn't meant to hurt anybody. If one person is offended, we should all be offended. So, hey, man, I do support the name change. I just hope they don't stick us with something stupid. Because last time one of my teams changed the name, we went from the Bullet. That was weird. That was real weird.
Hey, I know this, though. Whatever the team name is, Washington Football Club beats the Philadelphia Eagles week 1.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Put your money up.
We can do that.
Put your money up. That's all I got to say. Hey, yo. Hold up. I got a couple announcements to make. Hold up. This thing work? All right, bet. Yo, announcements, right? hold up. I know y'all bored, man. Everybody at home that's out here sitting around watching us. I know y'all bored, man. So y'all need to jump on. Go ahead, watch some live sports, man. We got live sports coming your way. Yeah, you heard it right. We got live sports coming your way. Go ahead and jump on the motherfucking Gas Sports Network app. Download it. All platforms at Gas Sports Network. Jump it on. It's easy to download and it's free. But we can jump on if y'all want to watch some live football. We got some live football coming y'all way. You feel me? Go ahead, jump on it, man. We got some stuff for y'all, and we got on all platforms: Anchor, Apple, Spotify, whatever y'all need. YouTube. Y'all want to see me? You feel me? We some handsome motherfuckers. So best believe we on there. We on there. Y'all want to see it? It's all there, and it's good in the full effect. Rome. What else we got?
Oh man, we got the app that you just mentioned. We all over the place on Twitter, Instagram, all that, bro. Me and Bryce for the Redskins fans, or the team formerly known as the Redskins. We got a team app. We're gonna go through a little rebranding the same way that the team's going through. But we will definitely be repping it and keeping up with the Skins all season long. We got a lot going on, man. If y'all ain't already downloaded this app, man, I don't know what you're doing. Like, are you still watching Barstool? Y'all still watching Barstool? Come on, man. We already told you that they racist. Y'all need to go ahead and make the switch while you still can. Get that Gas app.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. And hey, Gas app, if you're not getting it, you lost out, man. All you got to do is go there and search Gas Network. 2 words, Gas Network. T, you got anything before we roll out?
Yeah, man. Definitely follow us on every platform. I saw a stat today, man. These sports are dominated by minorities, but all the media and journalists, 80 to 90% white. Man, we are recreating the culture, recreating the narrative. Do the right thing. Follow us, man. Let's put the ball back in our court.
Hey, man. Y'all know what we always say, sports for the culture.
Sports for the culture.
Hey, sports for the culture.
Yes, sir.